More longest journey. Last time we got a lot of exposition. Partially interrupted by my daughter, so I hope it wasn't too annoying. I didn't bother to go check because I didn't really have time to. This will be an interesting experience because I'm actually wearing my glasses for the first time ever while recording. I normally try to wear contacts, but I have daily contacts, which means they can only be worn one day or they start to irritate my eyes. Well, that's how they're meant to be worn, don't worry. But it means that they get thrown away at the end of the day, which means that if I don't wear them for a good amount of time during the day, it seems kind of like a waste of money. So I try not to only wear it first. I try not to put it on midway through the day. And I was very, very tired this morning. So I went and chose not to I took some naps on the couch while Mars watched cartoons because I was feeling pretty shitty, which meant that I didn't want to wear contacts during that. So we're wearing glasses for this, which is kind of an interesting experience because it feels weird with the headset. All right, let's read the diary. This is probably just going to be a repeat of last time, but in case you missed anything when I was talking to my daughter, I guess. There you go. I made myself one solemn promise regarding... Wait. Okay, for some reason this isn't in the right spot. Okay, hold on. I don't know why. That's really weird. Okay, here we go. I've just been told the story of the balance by Vestrum Tobias, and I figured I should write this down while I still remember bits and pieces of it. Talk about cryptic history. Tobias lost me somewhere around the 12 and the 1. Like, excuse me, what? But I think I got the gist of it. There are two worlds. One is Stark, the other the world of science, what I call Earth, and then there's Arcadia, the world of magic, what people here call Earth. Two Earths, then, which gets a little confusing, but not half as confusing as what came after. A long, long time ago, there was just one Earth, and this Earth had both magic and science. But mankind has always had a habit of screwing things up, and this is what they did on the original Earth. I love April. They got too powerful, learned how to move stars and be gods by combining the powers of magic and silence, so an alien race called the Draken decided to interfere to prevent mankind from destroying their own world. One of the so-called kin founded this religious movement called the Sentinel, or the Fathers, who are self-appointed watchers over the balance between magic and science. The Sentinel were instrumental in dividing the Earth into two dimensions, Stark and Arcadia, science and magic. They also put a woman in charge of controlling and channeling the balance between the two worlds, a guardian of the balance who lives in a tower in a sort of in-between realm and who's replaced every 1,000 years by a new guardian. So then life goes on for like thousands of years until the Sentinels start squabbling internally and the Sentinel priests in Stark decide to break with their Arcadian friends and found this new cult or whatever called the Vanguard. The Vanguard want the worlds reunited, and they plan to do this by controlling the Guardian himself or herself. This is what they've been doing for a few hundred years now, destroying potential Guardians by performing experiments on them or something. My hand is starting to cramp up. I'm amazed I can remember half of this. Anyways, the current Guardian couldn't stay any longer, and he left his tower in the middle of nowhere, and now the balance is in danger. Apparently, a chaos can really do some serious damage to both Stark and Arcadia, which does remind me of my, dream. I'm not sure that's the right word anymore, with the black chaos thingy, the vortex, that attacked me. That's probably a sign of what's going to happen if somebody doesn't do something to save the balance. And I'm sensing this coming on, because that's how it always goes in these things, that somebody is me. Because apparently I'm a strong shifter. Somebody has to find the Guardian, get him back in the tower to save the balance, and then do something about the Vanguard, get them to see that they're screwing with things they shouldn't be screwing with. Hey, easy. I do that kind of stuff before breakfast. It's always, I swear to God there was a way to look at the pictures again. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna double check real quick. But I always very much enjoy the, Oh.
It's a beautiful day outside. It's a beautiful day outside.
But I always very much enjoy characters that are very aware of what the fuck is going on around them. Which April very much is. She's a smart woman and she knows that some shit is going down. But remember the map maker was talking about the Vanguard and how that he agrees with them that they should reunite magic and science. Well, that's the stuff that makes a little bit more sense now, I'm sure, with a little bit of background. But yeah, but I find it kind of interesting that everyone's super against them reuniting when in the story they told. Hold on, I have a conversation log. Yeah, here, real quick. This is a little bit of the maps. Now the Vanguard introducing a new way of thinking, new philosophies. Okay, index. Mural of the Balance. I don't know which is the one I'm looking for. Oops. Okay, so the Draken came. Okay, Appointed hour, 13 came. Oh, sorry, it's hard to tell which one I've clicked on already. Now, this is one thing I found interesting. So, one world is to become two, separated by the balance, and each world visible to the other only by way of dreams. Who was ushered into which world was not an arbitrary choice, nor one taken lightly. Their families were torn apart, love separated, and friends lost for eternity. They don't mention there who made the choice. Like, you know, they mentioned that, you know, some of them it was easy to decide where they were going to go, because magic creatures had to stay in the magic world. But they don't mention whether or not it was the Sentinels deciding for other people or whether other people got to make the choice. And I don't know. I would find it interesting to know which it was. Okay. See, and then this is interesting that they're super, super, super against it happening. But, like, the Draken even said specifically that someday the worlds need to be reunited or will be reunited. So, like, why are you fighting against this so hard? I don't know. It's like an interesting thing because they've basically been told straight up that this is not something that is going to happen forever. And yet, when people are trying, I guess maybe because they're trying to change it for, I don't know, probably selfish reasons, but I don't know. It's an interesting question.
It's Vestrum Tobias Grensret.
Go talk to him a little bit more. I'm sure you're tired of hearing from him, but such is the adventure game way.
Do you know a man named Brian Westhouse?
Westhouse? That old goat? Yes, unfortunately. What would you with him?
I need to find him.
I do not know where he lives. I hear somewhere on the outskirts of the city by the sea, but I cannot tell you any more than that.
Who'd know about Westhouse?
His whereabouts? I do not understand what you would with him. He is rude, uncultured, and ignorant.
Cortez told me to look him up.
Well, I do not know where he lives or frequents, but someone at the market may. He trades merchandise there, and I think he collects maps of the Northlands.
What do you know about Cortez?
Your mentor? What has he told you about himself?
Not much. Nothing, in fact. He's a complete mystery to me.
To learn something about someone, the best way to go about it is to ask them yourself. There is nothing I can do to enlighten you.
But who is he?
He is who he is, what he is. If he has not told you himself, then perhaps he does not wish you to know. It would be improper for me to divulge his secrets.
You're as bad as he is. No offense. It's just frustrating.
I understand. The next time you see him, tell him what you have told me. Maybe he will tell you the truth, maybe he will not. It is his choice to make.
How am I supposed to get back to Stark?
The only way to get back is through a shift. You are a shifter, April, and the power to travel between worlds is within you.
It might be within me, but it doesn't look like it's coming out anytime soon.
I wish I could help you, but I cannot. You must find the path on your own.
Do you mind if I ask you some questions about Arcadia?
I will try my best to answer any question you may have, April.
Sorry if I'm a bit quiet. I've got a little bit of a headache. So I'm a little bit out of it. Yeah, sorry. I'm like dazed off there for a minute.
What's the history of Arcadia?
There is so much I do not know where to begin. In truth, it would be wiser to ask someone else, unless you wish to know about the Fathers, the Balance, or Mudhoppers.
Mudhoppers?
My secret passion. I study them. They are a most fascinating species. Most fascinating indeed. But I am not practically versed in the intricacies of history, I'm sorry to say.
I appreciate the fact that unlike 99% of humanity, myself included, don't get me wrong, at the question of something you're really interested into, he didn't immediately start telling me all about it. Because I'm telling you right now, if someone had been like, well, do you know about this? And I had said, no, I only know about this, and, you know, the longest journey. And they'd be like, oh, what's the longest journey? I would not have been as fucking fast as he was about mentioning the longest journey. You would have gotten a whole goddamn speech.
What's Marcuria like?
I have lived in this city all my life, and still it amazes me what a diverse, exciting, and wonderful place it is. Many have called Marcuria the jewel of the Northlands, and they are right. But it is a diamond in the rough. A city this size can never be flawless. There are always shadows, and people who hide in them. Lately, the shadows have grown and darkened, and I fear for the future. But Marcuria is still a wonderful place to live.
What else can you tell me about Marcuria?
Marcuria is the capital of Ireed, the unified country, and we are located on the southern coast of the Northlands, halfway between Tyran and Coruscant. Between the Snapjaw and the Gaintbeast, some might call it. Between the embers and the fire. Yet democracy and peace have reigned for thousands of years now, and although relations may at times be strained with our tyrant neighbors, the High Council are masters of diplomacy. And Lord Igvandellan is a firm and just chief counselor of the Ireedan flag.
Tell me a little about Ireed.
Ireed means both unification and assembly in High Tongue, and many still call Ireed the unified country, even though it is an age and a half since the lands of the north joined together in alliance. Ireed stretches from the plains of Nedra in the north to the Great Sea in the south, and from the territories of Tyran in the west to the thick woodlands in the east. It is populated by humans and Dolmare, Tyran and a number of other races. It is even said that a tribe of Venar have a ring of trees in Riverwood, though I am not sure that is anything but a myth.
What are the Northlands?
The Northlands is a collective term for all the lands north of the Great Sea, and south of the border mountains including Ireed, Tyran, and Coruscant. Before, however, the word Northlands was used to describe this entire continent, including the territories north of the mountains and the icy wastes beyond that. Some still prefer the latter interpretation of the name. And to the people of the Southlands, anyone hailing from north of the Great Sea is a Northlander regardless.
Thanks for the information.
I'm glad I could assist you.
Okay, I love this game and I've played it multiple times, but anyone else just like totally days off there and go, why are you telling me this? Is this really necessary? I don't understand. This is too much information. My brain cannot comprehend.
I'll see you later.
You will? If you say so, then it must be true.
Whoa. Dude, he was super done with me. You want some candy? Sorry, I'm just double checking and making sure there's nothing. Alright, so So I know I need to go see the map maker, but we are going to go exploring a little bit before we do that. Somebody is not sleeping. So here's Mercuria. I don't think there's anything I can do on the map besides, what is this? Exit. Besides go places. Just double checking real quick.
The walls look ancient. Mercuria must be at least as old as anything back in the real... in my world. Ancient walls. Stout guardians of the city. Wooden, but stout. And that blue fire is way cool. Stout guardians... Those guys must be part of the City Watch. They look a hell of a lot more intimidating than the Newport cops, despite the lack of an exoskeleton. Those guys must be part of the... This guy's selling musical instruments. Most of these I don't even recognize. But he's got a drum in there and what looks like half a guitar and a couple of dried rabbit carcasses. Ugh. He's selling musical instruments. I'm not in the market for an instrument at this particular moment. Still, good to know where to get one in case of a musical emergency.
Just looking to see if there's any... Oh, fish merchant.
This lady's selling fresh fish. I've never seen fish like this before. But if it's wet and has fins, fish it is.
Okay, if you say so, April. I don't know if I necessarily buy that,
She's
but...
selling a variety of fresh fish.
Let's see...
This guy's selling lobsters, crabs, eels, and... What the hell is that purple thing? That is so not appetizing.
It's purple, though. It can't be that bad. I like purple. Purple's my favorite color.
He's selling a variety of fresh shellfish and other, delicacies.
Delicacies. The rise in music. April's super obsessed with these blue flames. It's kind of funny. 'Cause...
Blue fire. It's either propane or magic. I'm guessing the latter. Blue fire.
Let's see, what do we got? Anything to look at? Oh, nope, that's the blue flame. Now we can go to the ship. Ooh, lighthouse.
It's a lighthouse, much like the ones we have at home, except this one, of course, burns a blue fire. It's a lighthouse. The size of these galleons is truly breathtaking, and there are dozens of them, not to mention a number of smaller vessels. Mercuria must be a very important and very busy port.
I don't think you guys can hear it, because from what my husband has told me when he's listened, and what my sister has told me when she's listened, a lot of the time when I say sorry for the noise, you can't actually hear any of the noise. Despite my sister trying desperately to hear toddler Mars talking up a storm when she got up early a few days ago. But I always feel like I should do anyways. Anyways, if you can hear Mars and her playing in her room and not sleeping, I apologize. I don't think you can. It's pretty low for me, but just in case.
Blue fire.
She's actually been really good about sleeping lately. We got blackout curtains for her bedroom, and that's helped tremendously.
Assorted cargo. Assorted cargo. It's a small ship or boat. I don't know the difference. Is there a difference? It's a small ship.
I assume there's a difference, but I also do not know, April. Back to the city. Small pier. Boat.
Judging by his ungainly stance, I'd say he's a mariner pining for the sea. It's a sailor. Ahoy there, matey!
Pardon?
Isn't that how you sailors greet each other?
No.
What do you say then?
Usually, hello. And if it's sunny, nice day for it. We might even try a how are you today then, if we're feeling adventurous. But never, ever, ahoy.
This is valuable information.
Aye, matey, that it be.
Why aren't you out at sea?
Do you see the sail on that barge over there?
Yes.
Is it flapping?
What?
Is it flapping? Is the sail flapping in the wind?
No.
And why is that then?
Because it's not windy?
Exactly.
Well, can't you just use oars or something?
Oh, what an excellent idea. Now, why didn't we think of that? Of course. Oars! By Jaw's stunted left arm, that's it. Why have we been moored to the dock for a month with our merchandise dropping in value when we could have just rowed our way to Guyenne?
Are you being sarcastic?
Sarcastic? Me? What in Jaw's name makes you think that?
One thing I love about this game is the level of sarcasm in it is, in my opinion, the only game that ever actually truly comes close to showing how much sarcasm there really is in the world. And this is a fantasy world, and yet I still feel that it's the closest you can get to how much sarcasm actually exists in our world. And I know I talk about this a lot, but another prop for the voice actor, because the voice actor for this guy is perfect. He has this little, like, just the tone of his voice as he does all this sarcastic stuff is just fucking amazing. It just adds this level to it that's just glorious.
How long's it been since the last wind?
Near a month. Ever since that accursed alchemist put some kind of spell on the wind. The Moja'll be cursed if I know why. But it's a bloody catastrophe. I've sent some good people of mine up north to deal with him. But not one has returned. Now the Areed High Council speak of sending an entire army platoon to sort him out. But I'm afraid that just might piss him off.
Well, he sounds like an asshole, good sir.
Who's this alchemist who cast a spell on the wind?
I believe his name is Clax. Roper Clax. Lives in a bloody rock somewhere up north, beyond Riverwood.
Thanks for the chat.
Aye.
Now, see, if your name were Roper Clax, you probably also, too, would have been turned into an asshole, because any kid with that name is going to get picked on.
Nice day for it.
Not really, no.
Bye.
April's trying, dude. April's trying.
It's a small ship.
I like how she says it's a small ship, but then the name as you hover over it says boat. Like, even the writers were like, we don't fucking know. Let's just do both and cover our bases. Alright, onward to the small pier.
It's a lighthouse. The blue fire's burning bright, a safe beacon for weary sailors, and a magnet for flowery prose. It's a lighthouse. I wouldn't feel too comfortable about sailing anywhere in that. It's like a toy boat for children. I wouldn't feel too comfortable about... It's a quaint, old-fashioned treasure chest. I wonder if there's anything exciting inside it, like doubloons or whatever they're called. It's an old treasure chest. The old man and the, ocean? Looks like a lifetime at sea has left its tracks on him.
You might want to consider waiting until you be out of earshot before you badmouth me.
Oh, April, yet another reminder of the fact that apparently everything she fucking says about shit you look at is fucking out loud. And I will never be over that knowledge that she just walks around chatting about just saying her opinions. And I mean, my other favorite thing is the fact that apparently everybody she knows is just used to that. They're used to her coming up and staring them in the face and goes, "That's Charlie." And it's like, oh my god. Being her friend must be a fucking experience.
Looks like a lifetime at sea has left its tracks on him.
Better a lifetime at sea than a day in a dress and a brassiere.
Yeah.
Looks like a lifetime at sea.
Better a life...
I can't really blame him for digging at her. She's being super rude.
Hello, old man.
I got me no treasure, and I got me no map of no buried treasure. I just be an old sailor with no ship, so leave us be.
He says as he sits up and takes out his pipe so he can talk to us.
What are you doing?
Mending nets, of course. What it look like I be doing?
I'm not well versed in maritime customs.
Mar what? Ah, yous mean sea life, do you not? Ah, the smell of the salty sea, the lapping of waves on your ship, the spray of cold water on your face, plump maidens in every part. Aye, I tell yous, I be having stories about the sea.
Oh god, there was something I was going to comment on that he said that, what was it? Oh, I don't know.
Care to share some of your maritime stories with me?
Mar what? Ah, tales of the sea, right? Sure, sweetie, I be happy to. Now, what stories be you wanted to hear, then?
Any tale of your exciting adventures will do.
I be having plenty of tales to tell. There be the tale of me adventures in the Baksheevan Empire, if you'd be interested. It'd be a tale of grand romance, just up your alley, be sure of it.
Sure, that sounds like a fine story.
Aye. It be near on 50 years ago that I was a mate on a sturdy old lady called the Three-Legged Whore.
The what?
What do I be saying? She was called the Thrifty Horse, she was. Aye, that be her name. The Whittle Whatsit.
You don't remember the ship's name, do you?
Anyways, I be a young mate then, and we be anchored in Monterba, the grand western port of the once glorious Baksheevan Empire. I be having ship leave until the following evening, and it be me first visit to that exotic and dangerous port. So I sets out to have a look around. Now, bear in mind that Monterba be ruled by a mock, like all large Baksheevan cities. In principle, the mock be having to report to and pay half of all taxes to the emperor in Port Altaban. But with the Baksheevan Empire having all but crumbled into pieces, the provinces do be having the power to do pretty much as they be wanting. And so I sets out on me own that day to explore the city. Now, bear in mind that all the cities of the Southlands and that be me adventures in the once glorious empire of Bakshiva. And that be how I meet me bird, how I seduce and romance the mock's daughter, how I be chased from Monterba by the mock's soldiers, and how I be the first man to walk across the desert of Shangagriel, the wastelands, and how I be getting this awful rash on. Ah, girl, you do not be sleeping, do you?
What? What? Sleeping? No. No. Just concentrating really hard.
Arr.
It's a full of bullshit, April.
Good story, though. Solid material. Ever considered doing a book?
Aye, but the agents in Marcuria be bloodthirsty vampires with no thought but to milk your life's blood.
Oh, so they take an outrageous commission then?
No, they actually be bloodthirsty vampires with a penchant for biting your neck when you ain't be looking.
Huh.
I kind of love that. Also, I love this guy's hair. I don't know if you've noticed. Pay attention when I ask him what he's got in the chest, but his ponytail, like, goes up instead of down, and it cracks me up every time I see it. By the way, guys, there's no point to doing more of this, because at least at this point, I think later on there's more stuff, but at least at this point there's fucking nothing. It'll just be her falling asleep again. It might even be the same story, but I'm actually not sure. But I don't think we want to sit through any more of that.
What have you got in that chest?
What chest?
The one you're sitting on.
Oh, that be no chest, girl. That be me stool. Aye, me stool, carved into the uncanny likeness of a chest.
But what's in it?
No priceless treasure, that be for sure. Nothing at all. It be empty.
It sure sounds like it's empty with the way you're acting.
No, really. What's in the chest?
Oh, live snakes. Aye, snakes that'll bite your face off before you have time to jump. Better leave them be, then.
I'm still curious about that chest.
Right. I be telling yous, curse the balance, girl. You never give up, do you?
Annoyance wins again.
I be having no real treasure in here, like I told ye. But it be where I keep me personal articles and things I be picking up now and then on me travels. And me bed, it's where I be keeping me bed before I be losing him. I be a stupid old man. He be my best friend. I ain't nobody else around to talk to, you see, on account of him being a talking bird.
That sounds suspiciously like a bird I may know about. I may have met.
What happened to your talking bird?
I be cheated out of him. Aye, that cups handler on the marketplace be cheating me in a full game of cups, and I be having to give me bird up to try to win me money back.
And what happened?
He be taking me bird when I be choosing the wrong cup. Aye, my best friend taken from me. Cursed be the balance. I be all lonesome now. The worst part is that me bird is now a prize to be won. A prize in the cups game. Beat the handler thrice and you win a prize of your choice, me poor bird.
What's your bird's name?
Bird.
Oh,
He's got a talented name in there.
I'd better get going.
Ah, yous young'uns be always running round. Everything be so important. Yous be having no time to sit down and take a breath. So go. Be not wasting your time here with me.
Looks like a lifetime at...
You might want to consider waiting till you be out of earshot before you...
Well, so we now sort of know a little bit more about Bird. Oh, straight to the pier then.
It's a talking bird.
Oh, I wanted to talk to him.
It's the maps merchant.
Alright. Let's try to find us a Brian West house.
Maps!
Oh, actually, you know what?
Bye.
Maps! Get your fresh maps here.
We
Buy
are at
2,
time,
get the
actually.
second one half price.
Hey, dude, I'm talking here. Anyway, so we're at a time, and this seems like a good place to stop. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next time we come back, we'll be trying to find a Mr. Brian West house. I hope you guys enjoyed all the stories that we came across with this episode. They all seemed so wonderfully interesting, and I'm surprised April didn't fall asleep during the one where they was talking about the frickin' I don't like geography. Maybe other people would find that interesting, but I was definitely like, okay, dude, I don't care. But I hope you guys enjoyed everything other than that, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!